here in the studio with me is my good friend, a great KPFT supporter, Bruce Pollard. Bruce, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm doing great. Hey, Egberto, it's great to be down here.
Hey, man, it's great having you here. You know something? You always bring good karma with you. We always have these great discussions. And, you know, both of us were kind of, we were intrigued. We were actually surprised at how good a State of the Union speech we had.
It's the best. It's the best one I've ever heard. I mean, it was from the heart. It was addressing the things that I think people wanted to hear. I certainly wanted to hear them, and there was interaction with the crowd. Some of it favorable, some of not, but they were on it.
You know, what was more impressive to me is how the way President Biden chose the topics, the way he addressed folks coming back at him, and also the empathy he displayed for a lot of select issues that's affecting the country right now. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, he started with what's important to a lot of people, the economy, but he touched on the things which I think are things that really make the United States what it is today.
You know, it's great. And you know, we talk about sense of optimism. You know, both of us are optimistic folk, but somehow that hasn't permeated towards the entire country. There's a lot for us to be optimists about, not because things are super great, but because the ability is there for them to get better.
Yeah, it's all about working together.
Yes.
It starts at the leaders. They've got to help us have a good direction, and then we've got to join together and work together to accomplish important goals before the time runs out.
Absolutely. So, but folks, we are going to have a full show for you today. Yes, we are in Fund Drive. Yes, we want you to call 713-526-5738 and hit that option 1 and provide the support that this program needs. You can also go to kpft.org, hit the donate button and support the program. Remember, at this hour is Politics Done Right. So click on that donate button and use Politics Done Right as your option. Alternatively, again, give us a call, 713-526-5738, option 1. You know, the GM came in here and he looked at me and he said, hey, you know, we really got to get this stuff going, man. We got to get this stuff going. I just saw the GM stand by. Hey, turn number C on for me, or rather number B on for me, because this terrorist here, Sandy Wangman, is here. Talk to me.
Yeah, well, you talk to me.
Hey, I'm talking to you, bro.
No, you're talking to a lot more people than that. And they're listening right now, and they're tuned in. Folks, if you appreciate the banter here on Politics Done Right with Egberto and his many guests, please support the program, 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org. You got a T-shirt?
Yes. If you go ahead and donate up to $100, and remember, $100 or more. Remember
up to whatever you want.
Up to whatever you want. Yeah. But you know what? And you get a nice T-shirt. It says Politics Done Right. And you know we have this great designer who put the KPFT logo in there. It is great. 713-526-5738, option 1. $100 or more gets you that T-shirt. And you know what? We'll send it off to you, right, Sandy?
Absolutely. But more better than that, even more excellenter than that, is that KPFT will be in a good place and we will be able to keep on keeping on as we have for, it will be 53 years on March 1st, Egberto.
Wow.
KPFT first broadcast. And that whole time, imagine that whole time, 53 years, not bowing to commercial pressure, staying independent, staying your friends and neighbors, instead of the guy in the suit from Baltimore.
So there are a lot of good reasons to become a member and to be part of the KPFT family. The thing is, it's just a lot of things. The music is great. It fits what you like. The news is important. The interchange and the call-in shows are important. All those things work together. And then if you donate, there are awards that you can get. You can get T-shirts. You can get tickets to different shows that are going on. You can. We'll talk about a couple later. It really starts with becoming a member, which is a $40 thing. Once you're a member, you can vote and be part of the interaction that happens that KPFT brings to you. And we actually have an anonymous person who's contributing. If you join as a member during Egberto's show, that person will donate the $40 to match your $40, up to 10 different people. So we're trying to find 10 new members that are going to donate and join as members. Along with the other things, we'll talk about some other benefits that we can have later in the show. And we just need you to join up so we can make this keep happening.
Whoever that anonymous person is, if they're listening, thank you for the matching pledge. So that's up to $400 of new member donations.
713-526-5738. Hit option 1. Take advantage of the offer right now. $40 or more. Take advantage of it right now. 713-526-5738. Hey, we have a show coming today.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Is there postage and handling on top of that too? Or
Why do you always ask difficult questions of me, sir? All the time.
well, it's my job as interim.
We remove.
General manager
You notice, hey, Rico.
to
How you doing, Rico? Let's get Rico involved here, man. Rico,
Challenge the talent.
what's wrong with this guy that wants to call himself IGM, man?
He's
man.
watching the value chain. You know?
I'm at the bottom of the totem pole. I don't have a say in this one.
No. Nobody is at the bottom of the totem pole at KPFT, man. No, the mic. Nobody's at the bottom of the totem pole here. You know.
Yeah,
Well-
well, I mean, if you guys are donating,
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. Helps
Yeah.
keep the lights on, yeah?
Yeah. Well, you know something, folks? Stick with us. I know whenever you guys hear pitching, you want to go to the next station. Bruce and I have some important stuff about the State of the Union that we are bringing to you. Real stuff, and we are going to be taking calls. But we want you to call and contribute right now if you can. 713-526-5738, option numero 1.
Or kpft.org. Click the donate button.
That's the way to go.
Even on a mobile device, you can do it right on your phone, right? But don't do that while you're driving. At least not next to me. 713-526-5738. I thank you guys for what you do. We have so many volunteers down here that power this place. Acknowledge this, folks, please. 713-526-5738, option.
Sandy, I want to bring in El Senor McKinney here because he has a great offer. Senor McKinney is coming to the mic right now with a great offer. Let's go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, we're really excited about this opportunity. Folks, listeners out there, if you make a contribution of $75, you can actually get a VIP ticket on board the Houston History Bus. This is an exciting experience. It's a school bus with the top cut off, and we're going to be doing a VIP tour for an hour and a half of the historic Museum District, Texas Medical Center, and Herman Park area, and we leave and pick up right here from our KPFT stations right here on Caroline Street. So you're going to kind of learn about the area here, and there's a tour of the station as well done by the staff. So you get a lot of great fun things that are happening. We go out on March 12th, March 26th, April 15th, and April 16th at 4 o'clock right here from the station. And again, $75 gets you an hour and a half on board the bus along with the VIP tour of the station. And that money that you donate right now during this show actually goes to this show. So I'm donating the bus to make sure that all of our awesome programmers out here that are volunteering their time and making all this great content on the KPFT airwaves happen, making sure they get some funding towards their goals. So you get something great and different, unique besides the t-shirts you can also get something special, an experience on board the Houston History Bus. I give the tours out personally. I'm the president for the Downtown Public Library, the Julie Addison Building, so we have amazing photos, old black and white photos of the Herman Park Museum District and Texas Medical Center area. So give right now. We've got the screen up now, so we can actually see if you donate right now, by the way, and we can let you know, maybe give you a little shout out. But when you do that, it's $75 or 2 tickets for $150. You get on board the bus, and it's a lot of fun. Can't express how much you're going to learn and enjoy on this experience.
Senor McKinney, and now when they come, will these things start here at the studio or
Yes.
at 54? What 45? What am I?
Where are we at now? Yeah.
54:15? No. What's the address? 45:14?
Caroline Street.
Caroline Street.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
You know what?
We'll love it here, there, we're everywhere.
I know it's amazing how sometimes when you're live, you're fried, you know. But anyhow, so tell us a little bit more about this tour. You said you gave us some specific dates, but I heard you earlier mention that they can hold on to those tickets if there are
Yeah.
other times that we do it as well.
Yeah, so on Sunday, March 12th, Sunday, March 26th, Saturday, April 15th, or Sunday, April 16th at 4 o'clock, we'll be leaving from here at the stations at 4504 Caroline Street in the Historic Museum District area. We're going to talk about this space. It really goes back to the 1870s, plotting out as different neighborhoods. We're going to take you on board the bus, and we'll go by the 1914 Herman Park area. We'll talk about the neighborhoods there. The 1912 Rice University, for example. We'll go by the Medical Center. 1945, they start moving in, chartered back in 1941. But you'll just learn about this area in a very unique and special way. We will talk about some important titans and tycoons that shaped our city from the education and medical standpoint, but also the arts. I mean, the Herman Park area with the Miller Outdoor Theater, which has always been free since 1923. Hey, Miller's celebrating 100 years, folks. 100 years. They've been doing free, amazing programs. We're going to talk about that legacy, Jesse Cartwright Miller, why it's called Miller Outdoor Theater, who's it named after, what's his story, how did he pass away tragically, and how did the theater come to be? All that and so much more on board the Houston History Bus. And folks, you're going to learn so much about our city's past, and this is not often done. I only offer this VIP package to different nonprofits out there. This is my way of giving back and doing something fun for our city. So I've got the pleasure of serving as the resident historian for Channel 11, KHOU's Great Day Houston, always on the air. And I've got a show here, by the way, Fridays at 6 o'clock. Folks, tune in. I'm sure a lot of y'all know about the Houston Hour. I sure hope you do. The Houston Hour features all things Houston for 1 hour every single Friday at 6 o'clock right here on 90.1 KPFT. So guys, tune in to the show that we have here, but also thank you for tuning into this show, and make sure that you donate right now during this hour, because at the $75 level, you'll get those VIP tickets to come join us on board the bus, and I'm always excited to talk about Houston history. No shortage.
Thank you so kindly, Mr. McKinney. Just tell him one more time. How much is it again?
Yeah, a $75 donation during this hour, during this show, towards this goal will get you on board the Houston History Bus. 4 dates to choose from for right now, but that pass is good for a year. So when I offer some new dates in September and October, you'll be able to join us on board that bus as well, if you can't make these March and April dates at 4 o'clock from his station.
713-526-5738, extension 1. Thank you very much, Mr. McKinney.
Thank you.
For all your work and for what you do. I mean, it's very important.
Oh, my pleasure.
Great, great. Anyway, folks, we are going to go ahead and get started with the program. But before I get started, I want to say muchísimas gracias. Thank you so kindly. Oscar Villarreal, you are a great person. Thank you so kindly for your contribution. Folks, keep calling in 713-526-5738, extension number 1. I'm going to start the program this way. The title of the show today is Biden's State of the Union was a home run with the assist from an unruly Republican Party. Subtitle of the show is Anyone who has watched many State of the Union speeches would recognize the writing and delivery of President Joe Biden's address and performance. He goaded Republicans like no other. I mean, he really goaded them into doing what was right to the or for the American people if they hold on to their pledge. Before I go into the text, I want to bring Bruce into the conversation.
It was great watching him make his delivery. Everybody, including the speaker, sat there with their hands crossed. And then as things started happening, there was a few claps, and then there were some people standing for one reason or another, sometimes in objection, but many times when the president hit on things which were important to everybody. And it showed that people actually are sharing the same feelings underneath. If we can just get rid of those coverings and get out on the floor what needs to be get done, we can solve the immigration problem, we can solve the health problem, we can solve all the other things, and we can keep our economy going. It looks like the economy is going as good or better than it could. Regardless of the figures of merit, I think that things are getting better. And if you want to work, you can work, and there'll be more American work, which I think is important.
Absolutely. You know, it's interesting because when we spoke earlier, you said, watching the State of the Union was one that you hadn't seen before because it actually seemed like you're in England, in the UK, in the House of Commons, the way you had that interaction with the people as you spoke.
Yeah, you hear it when you watch the House of Commons in England, there's a lot of cheering and support for things back and forth. And this is actually the first time I've actually heard that. But some of that, I think, is because most of those people are very familiar with the president, having stood up in front of them and working with them for years and years and years before he got to the top.
Absolutely. Okay, let's continue with the essay. And remember, you can always find that at the website. Biden's State of the Union was a home run with the assist from an unruly Republican Party. And here's the text. President Joe Biden's speech was well written. What made the address great was that it was not a defensive oration. The administration wrote the speech assertively. It did not fall into fighting on the turf Republicans would like to fight on, but on American bread and butter issues. I want to be precise. Joe Biden is a moderate who likes to play things down the middle. While he delivered the speech from the middle, its content was much more to the liking of progressives than his delivery would indicate. We will discuss many of these in subsequent blogs. Republicans in the aggregate have no viable policies for poor and middle class Americans. If you doubt it, watch the Republican response by Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She stayed focused on false controversies, but offered no policies that solved any of the current problems Americans are suffering through.
She didn't at all really address the State of the Union at all. She just was addressing maybe differences between the parties or accusations which are beliefs but maybe not truths.
Absolutely so. Here we go. Before I continue, I want to give a big thank you to Jeff Ashford from I think he's from Katy, as well as Gregory and Connie Arnold from. Let's see, I'm looking for the area. I don't see the area. From Houston, Texas. Thank you so kindly for your support. Let's go ahead and bring Barry into the conversation, and then we'll continue. I kind of figure where we're going. Barry, how you doing today, my brother?
Well, look who's here, my favorite bleeding heart liberal.
Yes, how you doing, my favorite conservative?
It was a home run. I would say it was a triple.
It was a triple?
Five presidents before him, listen, okay?
Yes.
Have been trying to get infrastructure done. This
Yes.
president got it done.
Yes.
Could do for that. If he's lowering drug prices, could do for that. If he's stepping up law enforcement to keep the fentanyl out of the country, could do for that. And if he's making America the chips leader, could do on that. He did some work on gun control, could do on that. But the clincher would have been had he said, now, who's making America great again?
Hey, Barry, can I tell you something, Barry? I'm going to tell you something. I am loving you more and more as you call. Do you know that?
Please,
Do you know that, Barry? Barry, listen to me. Barry, listen to me, Barry. Let me tell you, when you used to call my show in the past, there was no talking to you. But now...
That's not true.
Wait. Brother, let me finish, please. I always let you talk.
But make true statements then.
Well, come on, man. Anyway, but now I find speaking to you pleasant. I'm telling you. Pleasant. No. I find speaking to you pleasant. We're not going to agree on everything, but I find you pleasant. And guess what else I found about you, sir? You are actually making sense, not because of those three things that you mentioned there, but because of several other calls that you've called in and said. So anyway, Barry, welcome to the fold.
I give credit. I give credit what credit is due. Well, I'm not bound by some ideology, but I'm ashamed to give the other side credit. Now, I wish the Democrats would start giving the Republican Party credit what credit is due as well.
We do. I've always given Republican credit where it's due.
I didn't see you at the Rush Limbaugh rally.
Let me just tell you one thing that I did a living room conversation, right? And they asked me why do I want why I take the stance that I take. I said I need to hear the input from all folks, all sides. I want to hear a Republican input to keep me focused and keep me tuned. So that's what you grounded,
because nobody learns anything with saying I agree.
There you go,
9-year-old talk. Even when you agree with someone, you want to agree for totally different reasons.
Barry, it's
That's
time for you
called
to
thinking.
wear Barry. It's time for you to call back at 713-526-5738 and get a Politics Done Right T-shirt. Why don't you do that now for me? No, I'm
T-shirt.
serious. You look.
It's
Hey, Barry, it's time for you to get your Politics Done Right T-shirt, my brother. 713-526-5738, option 1, and tell them you. What happened? I wanted to keep it up, man. Anyway, so don't forget, call 713-526-5738. Anyway, folks, let's continue here with the program. I want to give a big hello to Alistair Water, who's in the house. She says, grateful for KPFT. Likewise, it's Maywood coming in from Southern California. Alistair Waters also says, history bus. It seems like it's something she wants. Maywood says he's curious. You said something about the Furman Park area. I grew up in Furman Park area here in Cali. Wonder if they are named for the same people or events. I don't know, but guess what? We'll find out for you.
It's actually Herman with an H.
Okay. Let's see if we have anything else here. Folks, give us a call, 713-526-5738. Hit the option number 1 to provide support. And, let's go ahead and have Bruce tell us the offer from an anonymous person again.
So, as I was telling you before, membership is an important part of being connected with KPFT. There are lots of things you can do. Certainly the money is important, but it's putting skin in the game. And putting skin in the game is what is important for just about anything that's happening. If this is your station, the first thing you should do if this is your station is you should tell 5 other people and get them to join up too, so that they can all benefit and share in the fun and the benefit that we're giving by being a radio station that is public kind of offering. The thing to do to join membership is $40, and then you have some ability to vote on some of the things that happen. If you have a spouse, they get a vote too, so it's kind of like 2 for 1. So $40, and what we have now is, because we want to encourage membership, is if you are not a member and you call in and make a bigger donation, that'll automatically make you a member. But at the same time, anytime you go over $40, if you're not a member and become a member, then the anonymous donor will match that $40 in your donation.
Thank you, anonymous donor. Thank you. I need to give some very thank yous to. Let me make sure that they say it's okay to do it. Para ver. Yeah, para ver. Yes, I can. All right, I want to give a big thank you to James Matuchek. Thank you so kindly for your support. And likewise, Cynthia and Bruce Manis, thank you so kindly for your contributions. We could not possibly do this without you. MOD, I'm coming to you right now, but beforehand, I want to talk a little bit about Social Security, and then I'll come to you. But folks, please continue to call 713-526-5738. Please hit option number 1. Now, we need some new callers, as Bruce has just indicated, to take advantage of that offer. So if you have never given before, remember, you don't have to pay this up all at once. If you want to do it on a monthly basis, however you want, give us a call, 713-526-5738, option number 1. Anyway, I want to say President Joe Biden did not pull any punches last night. He called out Republicans for not wanting to increase the debt ceiling while doing so with their complicity in Trump exploding the debt and deficits. He then called them out for holding the Biden administration for trying to cut Social Security and Medicare. Biden first pointed out that under his administration, he reduced the deficit. In the last 2 years, my administration has cut the deficit by more than $1.7 trillion, the largest deficit reduction in American history, Biden said. Biden first dinged Trump and the Republicans for ballooning the deficit from our inception. I repeat, they ballooned the deficit from our inception by 25%. One president, 25%. And how did Biden answer that? He says, because those record deficits, no president added more to the national debt in any 4 years than my predecessors. He didn't call Trump's name, but that's who he's speaking about. Nearly 25% of the entire national debt that took over 200 years to accumulate was added by just one administration alone, the last one.
And why was that? It's because he stopped collecting the money that should come from the people and the businesses that are making money in our country.
I'm glad you added that because that's an important addition. We went ahead and gave a 1.2 or $3 trillion break.
Yep.
That is how you create deficit spending. He pointed out the hypocrisy as they had no problems raising the debt ceiling then. And he said, how did Congress respond to that debt? They did the right thing. They lifted the debt ceiling 3 times without preconditions or crisis. They paid American bills to prevent an economic disaster to the country. So tonight I'm asking the Congress to follow suit. Let's commit here tonight that the full faith and credit of the United States of America will never be questioned. I will let you can go read the transcripts on that elsewhere. Republicans started shouting for being truthful and called out. Oh my God, the phones are ringing. I'm going to come to you guys real quickly. I'll give you a copy after they started to complain. He said, I'll give you a copy. Let you see that what I am saying is truthful. What I'm saying is truthful. Biden then goaded Republicans into promising they won't cut the programs by standing up. Of course, one knows one can never trust the words of these politicians or neoliberals as they're owned by the plutocracy. Folks, let's go ahead and bring Ron into the discussion. Come on in, Ron. Ron, come on in.
Hey, man, how are you?
How are you doing, sir?
I wanted to talk during our new pledge drive. I assume it started today.
It started a few days ago, but come on, talk. Let's hear you, my friend.
I want to remind everyone how important we sustaining members are to KPFT. We come in at under $40. We come in at maybe under $10. But a sustaining member is someone who pledges to repeat that membership monthly. Automatic withdrawal. I cannot tell you, well, I can tell you, how important that is to KPFT's budgeting. Because KPFT knows they can depend on that, for me, $20 a month. And it adds up, brother.
Let me tell you, Ron, I want to thank you for bringing that up all together. Between you, our anonymous donor, and everything else, this is important information. Repeating what Ron is saying. Look, you can give $5 a month. And if we know we have all these different supporters that are doing that, we can actually budget ourselves appropriately so that we can bring you all that we need to bring you. Anything else you want to add, Ron?
Yes, I really loved what Barry had to say about who's making America great again.
Right.
That was beautiful. I'm going to repeat that so often. I'm going to say that I've made it up myself.
You know, it's amazing. Barry is one of my. I like listening to Barry. Used to be in the past a little bit difficult to talk to. He won't admit that. I love Barry, but
I remember that.
Yeah, but now we have very good conversations. We don't always agree. But anyway, Ron, let me run to Alistair, and then I'll take you. Anything else you want to add real quickly?
Yeah, very quickly. We're having a Black History Month parade in Cleveland, not this Saturday, but Saturday week on the 18th.
Well, look, thank you very much for that announcement. Where can they find information on that?
I have it, but it would be difficult for me to find it right now.
No problem. If you're driving, you can always email it to
you.
me. Yeah, you can email it to me. Ron, folks, Ron is doing some very important work in Liberty County. Thank you for all that you do, Ron, okay?
Thank you for all you do, expert.
You have a wonderful
take care,
day.
man.
All right, let's go to Alistair. Come on in, Alistair. How you doing?
Hey guys, how y'all doing? I am so excited to talk with you guys about the President's State of the Union speech.
Was it great or what, Alistair?
What do you like most?
I loved that he owned the Republican Party in the majority of that speech, honestly. When he was talking, he lured them, I mean, hook, line, and sinker, dude. Seriously. They fell for the bait. McCarthy is sitting in the background going, shh. and Marge is talking and everybody's all up in arms whenever President Biden was talking about there are certain people in your party, not everybody in the party, but certain people want to get rid of Social Security. And the big uproar, and they fell for it.
Yeah,
It's like, seriously,
I
they
think
were
Bruce.
just-
I think Bruce think that was orchestrated, don't you, Bruce?
Well, I think, I mean, he knew exactly how to make it all happen.
Well, see, Bruce, he's been in politics for how many years?
That's the thing is he's been in that audience and he just went up in front and he knew what to say and he
knows how to read a room.
well, you got to know your audience, you know. Once you know your audience, you're and he had not just the Republicans, but he had everybody. He had me. He had everybody who was hanging around our house watching the thing, and it's because the things that he's making happen and he's made happen in the last couple of years are things that we all need.
Yes.
And that's what the government is here for, is to give you things that you need.
It's not to be a dictatorship and own us and run our lives.
Yeah.
I don't see that, and I don't understand how a lot of our Republican peers are saying the government is trying to own us. I don't see it.
And one of the
I'm
things
not naive. I do see certain things, but seriously, I'm not naive. But it's not like it's not like how they're making it out.
Alistair, hold one quick second. I just want to remind folks that we're giving you a program, we're giving you call-ins in the show, but we still need you to call in and make your pledges. So please give us a call at 713-526-5738. And remember that new members pledging at $40 are getting that matching.
If you're a new member and you're at any level donating, the donor will give the $40 to match your membership part.
Absolutely. So please take advantage of that during this hour. If you're a new member, never gave before or whatever, and remember as well that you don't have to pay it all at once. 713-526-5738. Continue, please, Alistair. And by the way, Alistair, you're in our metro area. You know you have an open door to come here anytime you want. So anytime you want to check us out and see what we're like, just like Brother Bruce, who's a part of our PDR posse, you're a part of our PDR posse, you can always come on in here and check things out. Okay, my dear?
Absolutely, and I will take you up on that offer. It's just difficult sometimes to get down there from Conroe.
I know. But anyhow, anything else you want to add?
I will take you up on that.
Well, and it's open invitation. Anything else you want to add, or beautiful Alistair?
Yes, one more thing. I want you to look into when President Biden was talking about. Whenever he was discussing about who was wanting to get rid of the Medicare and Social Security, and he said, "I have the proposal.
Yes,
I'll give them to you.
Yes, he
get
did.
a hold of my office.
He did. We
need to do that.
Absolutely,
we need to do that and hold the people that were proposing that accountable."
Alistair, thank you so kindly for calling in.
You.
And we'll see you at 3. Thank you, my dear, beautiful lady. All right, come on, MOD. What's up?
Hello.
How you doing, MOD?
How you doing?
I am doing fine. Talk to me.
Do you remember, like, March 2020, you said what I was mentioning about something about the market runs?
Yeah.
Because I was standing on the rooftop.
Yes.
In September 2019, saying the same thing that happened in 08.
Yes.
Is going on right now. And then you prefaced one of your calls in March 2020 saying you had some kind of economic friend that was echoing, or one of us was echoing the same statement.
Right.
Okay. So you remember that time, right?
Yes.
And, okay. How about so if we look at the market Associated Press, and today, according to the most recent report from the Office of Comptroller of Currency, OCC, Goldman Sachs Bank U.S. has $513 billion in assets, but has $50.97 trillion in derivatives.
You know something,
September.
MOD? I am
Well,
so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Let me give you just a little more.
All right, quick.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Because we're in
so
fun
anyway,
drive, man. You know, I have to kind of balance things.
I know, but you at least let me get in for half a second. So
Yes, sir.
If we have 500 billion in assets, but 50 plus or 50.97 trillion in derivatives, this is a reflection of our banks, our largest banks, over leveraging. So I just want to wrap it up with that's just today's news. I mean, this is what's going on. Nothing's changed. And we had a little, hiccup there with a pandemic. March, was it 2020?
Right.
As you were prefacing last time I spoke to you then.
Jimbo.
So we think about that, and then we go into
Jimbo. Here it is, Jimbo. I'm going to stop you for one quick reason. I mean, not Jimbo. I mean, Jimbo comes up next. MOD, I want to stop you for one quick
I just wanted to put it to the point, though,
real quick.
So our central bank digital currency infrastructure by Jerome Powell is announced to go into full activation in May this year. So you think about a new framework, and it's not digital currency. It's just the framework for digital currencies, right?
Yes.
So do you think that's a good? Do you think this is a good thing? The new currency system?
What I think it is it's a centralization framework. It's not the same as digital currencies. There are two different things. Digital currencies run on central bank digital currency infrastructure. That's full activation this May by our chair Jerome Powell.
Right.
Do I think it's good? What it is, it's the full implementation of a resource access-based economy where your account is owned by the bank that you have it in. So that's like what's going on in China. And so I want to tie it down to, Alberto, is just real quick.
Okay, now, MOD, I'm going to have to stop you right this. I love you, but let's take this another time, okay? But you always have access to politics done right. All right, brother?
All right.
Thank you, man.
And I want to hear more.
We do want to hear more.
Not now.
Yeah.
But soon.
All right, Jimbo, come on in, Jimbo.
Before we get to Jimbo,
yes.
Just real quick, you got some people to thank. I don't know if you've gotten to that.
Yeah, I thanked some already. Did I have some more to thank? Let's see.
Gregory and Connie?
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you go ahead and do it?
And James called in, and Jimbo, I should say, and he's supporting your efforts here. He listens to a lot on KPFT. He's donating frequently, and we really appreciate it. We need folks like you. Really support this radio station, this community media center.
Yeah, you can spend your whole day. You can start with Rourke. Actually, you can start earlier and get Rourke. You can get Egberto, and then you can get Susan later, and it's just a great show.
And Cynthia and Bruce, Thank you for chiming on in. Also to Oscar, who donated here in the studio during Rourke's show, and the same with Jeff. Thank you very much for those pledges, Jeff and Katie.
Let's go, Jimbo. How you doing, Jimbo?
Hey, Egberto.
Talk to me, my brother.
Just wanted to make a couple comments about last night's speech and Huckabee's also. I thought that was great that the president basically got commitment from the Republican Party about the Social Security, and they didn't give him any hassle. I mean that was. The way he played that was excellent.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be at the negotiating table with him. He'd take me down in a shot.
But as far as Hucklebee's speech go, I was in question. What the hell was she talking about?
I don't know.
It was.
She needed a little bit more help thinking about what the point of her speech was and what she wanted Americans to hear.
Well, I think basically what I did get out of it was that she was agreeing with Biden, and she was, now that she's governor, she's going to be doing what Biden was just saying that he's doing. So I mean,
she'll find out what being governor is all about in no time at all.
Yeah. Well, that's about all I had to say, and I really appreciate your show, man.
Jimbo,
thanks for your donations.
We appreciate you so much, Jimbo. Thank you so kindly. All right, you have a great one. And don't forget, if you're around, stick around. Come on over. All right, Moses, come on in. Come on in, Moses.
Yes.
Yes.
I just want to make a short comment because I know you in between.
Yeah, we're
Trying.
pitching in between, but I love to hear from all you guys. Talk to me.
Okay, what I want to say is, I look at every time we take Joe Biden's shot, he comes back like a boxer on the rope.
I know.
Flat out. He
Yes.
comes out like a boxer on the ropes, man. He had the Republicans dead gummit. I cannot find a word this morning. Now, but anyway, what I'm going to say is what this shows us is, and I will always say, there's nobody who yet has shows us the acumen of a Joe Biden.
I think I gotta agree.
Acumen is an excellent word. That's the general overall knowledge to apply to something where it needs to be done. Super word.
You see, we need Joe Biden. He has the experience of both international and domestic affairs. He's been boiled and cooked.
Moses, I want to make a
affairs.
confession here, like that I've made several times on here, but I want you to hear it in that. You know, I was not a Biden initial Biden supporter, and I went by, and again, I'm taking off my host hat right now. But after my candidate didn't make it, I went full in based on what he supported, and what I must confess is that he turned out to be a much more progressive president that I had expected, and the difference between him and others that may have served is while others may have wanted to grasp for a bunch and get none, he grasped for what he could and got it.
Now, that is what I'm saying. It is not when he speaks, he's not a knee-jerk person.
Right.
If he knows he doesn't have the money, he will not buy the product.
Right.
And
I
when
like
that
the way you say that.
Well, when
Yes.
that product is in his hands and he tells you, here it is, he knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
And that comes from many, many years of experience.
No, I want to
He
ask you a
knows
question, though, Moses. Sorry to interrupt you, but I need to ask you a question before we go. Do you want him to run again?
Good question.
Yes, I would.
You
You
do.
know why?
Why?
The reason why I would like him to run again, I'd like him to run again just because of what I said. He has the experience. He knows where the bones are buried, both internationally and domestically. But what I would like to see is to bring in the younger folk.
Right.
As he was brought in Bernie Sanders, bring in the younger folk and indoctrinate them, instruct them, so that they can give them ambassadorships, go out and see the world, come back, so that as the older folks are going out, we can replace them with the younger folks who have been at their footstools learning. And so you have the old wisdom sharing with the young innovation.
Moses.
And everything.
Moses,
If
how old
they
are
can
you?
do that.
How old are you?
How old?
673 years old.
No, let me tell you what I wanted.
Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you
Yeah.
how old I am. I used to tell that to my students.
Okay.
You remember when Adam told Eve he was not going to eat the apple?
Yes.
I was there.
Oh no, you're not that old. Let me tell you why I'm asking you your age, right? Because I consider myself older, and the same sentiment that you talk about wanting the young people to take over, that's what I want to happen. You know, we have a young engineer in our office, El Señor Rico. These guys represent our future, right? And what we older people have done too often is within our own selfishness to some extent, and I don't mean a selfishness in a bad way. I mean a selfishness is that we want to keep doing. We don't open the door for the younger folks to do. And so your sentiment is my sentiment. Thank you so kindly for calling, Moses. Anything else?
Let me say one last thing.
Yes.
You see, one thing I'm a retired teacher, but I run the language arts department.
Yes.
And what I love to see is when we had new teachers come in.
Right.
To lead them down bring them up and instruct them and show them as the older teachers taught me.
Well,
And so, if what we tend to do is as soon as the worker gets too old, we tend to in America they tend to cast you out into the
Yes.
nursing homes.
Yes.
And there is so much that these old workers, experienced workers, can impact to that new generation coming.
It's all
before they
about
say,
wisdom.
okay,
It's all about wisdom.
amen, you got it.
Yeah,
That's all I
thank
need
you,
to say.
Moses. Thank you again for calling, and you keep calling. All right, folks, I give a big thank you to Scott Legg. Thank you so kindly from Houston, Texas. So now we have contributors from Houston, Hockley, Katie, and everywhere else. Thank you so kindly for being
thanks a lot.
supporter of the program. You know, our anonymous donor is going to enjoy getting support from you. And remember, folks, the anonymous donor is given for a $40 donation or above his matching contribution. And do remember that $40 membership gives you a vote in the
For new
Pacifica
members.
Network.
For
For
new
new members.
members.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Just new members. New members. All right, Ray, come on in real quick, my dear brother Ray. Come on in. How you doing, Ray? Okay. There you go. How you doing, Ray?
I got it.
Okay, we're here now, Ray. Come on in.
Yeah, I wanted to just bring attention to what Joe Biden said, and I really appreciated him bringing attention to the junk fees.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Division. Yeah, because, I mean, I know one for particularly like tow truck drivers. They will tow your car from a property, and then they will store it and then charge you every day that you don't pick up that car. So hopefully with that statement he made, we will see less of those kind of instances where a company can basically hold your property hostage or hold your time hostage for fear of a junk fee, like he mentioned.
Brother Ray, you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people were like, "Why is that in the speech?" And I thought about that some, and then I realized, and it's something you heard Bruce talk about. He wanted that speech to cover what we are all the things that are afflicting us right now.
If you sit down and add up all the money that you spent on things the last year, there is a line item for junk fees, and it is significant.
Yes.
And if it got put away, in fact, you could donate that money to KPFT. We'd be very happy to get it.
Yes, we would be. Yes, we would be. Anyway, Ray, so anything else you want to add, my brother, before you go?
No, sir. I'll be listening on the other side, and good luck on the fundraiser.
Hey, well, thank you so kindly, Ray. You keep listening and keep promoting us. Okay, brother? All right, let's see. Anyway, I want to welcome Klaus Wolfgang from Germany. She says, Guten Tag. How you doing, my dear Klaus? Welcome aboard. Daniel Ledo. You know what Daniel Ledo is going to say?
All
Daniel
right.
says, the government is here to give you things you need. He reveals his true ideology, Marxism. No, Daniel. The government is there, yes, to serve us all and not to give us things. We all pool to the government and we all provide to society. We don't only provide taxes to society. We provide all the resources that make society a society. It's not that difficult. If you just don't think individual and you start think, I love my neighbor, you'll realize that there's nothing bad out of all of this. You know, come on, let's show some love. Maywood replied to Daniel. I won't read that long one on air. But anyhow, Bruce, so altogether, I had some other subjects to talk about, but I'm going to stay here with the State of the Union because I think it's that important.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think it touched so many people because for once I think it was a State of the Union that spoke to the things that are really affecting them. No pie in the sky things, but things that actually affected them.
I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens in terms of public opinion. Some of the early polls showed that people who watched the State of the Union were very much in favor of what the president had to say. And even though they had some doubts earlier on about whether the president could make things happen or whether the economy was getting better, they felt, oh, well, maybe it's better. So I almost think it could turn the tide of a lot of things. And if we could just get everybody together and get some stuff done in in the Congress, we could be better off starting with we got to raise the debt ceiling. I'm not a fan of deficit spending, but that's the way our government is set up to operate, and we need that space so that we can actually deliver on things over the time period that we want to be able to commit them.
I need to give a big shout out. Thank you so kindly, Rico. I need to give a shout out to Dennis Ochardi and Dennis Ochardi. Thank you so kindly for your support. We could not do this without you. Remember, we have an offer on the table for new members. Most of our support so far is coming from, we love all our existing members. Let me make sure I love you. Thank you for supporting it. This offer, we need some new members. So if you've never given to Politics Done Right to KPFT, please call now 713-526-5738. Again, that number is 713-526-5738. Option number 1. If you get a Pacifica member, KPFT member ticket, or rather support for $40, and you don't have to pay this all at once. You can do something like $5 a month or $4 a month or something like that. You can actually become a new voting member of KPFT. And by having that $40 contribution or above, we have an anonymous person who's going to match that dollar for dollar.
And you actually become a member of a bigger family, the KPFT family, at the same time. Not just KPFT, but Pacifica, sorry.
Yeah.
Which the Pacifica is an interesting, politically active group, and there are different radio stations that are all part of the group that work with them. And so it's interesting to be able to follow that as well.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's so important for you to realize this. We have 5 flagship stations, one in Washington, D.C., WBI in New York City. We also have, of course, the station KPFA and KPFK in California, and of course KPFT here in Houston,
It started
Texas.
in Berkeley. That's where
in
KPFA is.
KPFA, yes. And the other thing is to remember that we have hundreds of affiliates out there, hundreds of affiliates. So you are supporting a big network. You're supporting something worth supporting. 713-526-5738. And I promised you that when we do these fund drives, I tried, a lot of people, they hear fund drives, they either turn the radio, turn it down, or turn it to something else. And I ask you to stay with us because we don't just give you fund drive. I continue to write the essays. I continue to bring in new material every day, continue to try to make it that every time you leave Politics Done Right, you leave with either you contributed something to our knowledge base or we've contributed something to the knowledge base. That's
and
Egberto,
I'm glad to be here. I'm Bruce Pollard, and I actually have an educational degree in chemistry, and I'm an environmentalist. And one of the things I'm going to be doing over monthly time is talking about the environment and what we need to be able to do to be ready for any changes that might be coming. One of the areas that I'm really starting to look at around here is water. I think that water's a common thing, that nobody's going to argue about that. You might argue about the global warming issue. It's a good one to discuss. I'd love to talk about it, but water's really important. We need clear water, clean water to drink to stay healthy.
And you know what? I can't wait to have that first session where I can interrogate your mind, Bruce, because I know that that's going to be a great and healthy discussion. Because we do this a lot, and we know it happens. Come on in, Dodd. Let's talk. All right, you're on air, sir. Talk to me. DOD.
Hello.
Yes, you're on.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
I don't hear you on the phone.
All right, you can hear me now, though.
You're not coming through my telephone.
Oh, really? Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you on the radio, but you're not coming through my phone, and I was going to lower my radio as I usually do.
Okay, I don't know why I'm not coming over on the phone, but let's go ahead.
You know what? It might be that Bluetooth thing. Hang on a second. I know that's it.
All right, no problem, sir. While you hang on, I'm going to get Sandy to say a few words. Okay, hold on. Let Sandy say a few words, and I'll talk to you, DOD. Sandy, come on in.
Thank you, Egberto. Folks, we're in Fund Drive. The number to call is 713-526-5738, option 1. Unlike commercial, radio, TV, cable, satellite, underground, overground, whatever it is, anything commercially driven is just that. They are trying to get the local gas station on the corner or the whole chain to advertise on their network, and in doing so, they receive revenue, and it supports what they do. That means that whoever owns that energy company that's providing that commercial, it means they're aligned with the thinking, with the programming on that station. So, folks, we don't do that. This is just free-form, free-thinking radio, free-thinking community media. Egberto lives here. He's accessible. He's like you and me with a pretty strong opinion to go with it. 713-526-5738, option 1, or kpft.org, and click the donate button.
Listen to Sandy. He knows what he's speaking about, Senor GM. DOD, come on in.
Yes, sir. Enjoying your show today, as usual.
Thank you, sir.
Been listening to your show for some time, and I've been listening and contributing occasionally to KPFT for...
Thank you. We have a few more minutes.
Over 35 years, and I'm going to get right to the point, which is, there's a lot of information floating around in the world, and there seems to be a disconnect between what really is going on, what really is, and what really isn't. And so I enjoy listening to, let's just say, AM radio in this town, which seems to be a mounting source of disinformation. That's just my opinion.
Yes.
And it's like, my God, even when you hear the news, which I'm kind of a news addict, I like to dial in it, on the hour and hear what's going on, traffic, that kind of thing. But it just seems like it's become, mainly on the AM radio side, so partisan. It's just unbelievable.
DOD, I only have like 20 seconds, but let me just tell you.
Okay.
I want
to. You know what I want, Egberto, in my 20 seconds?
Yes.
I would like to hear about a discussion, a forum between you and Mr. Michael Berry at 7:40 a.m. A debate.
I will do it.
I would sell tickets to that.
let's
try to get that set up. It looked like Sandy wanted to set it up. Sandy, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that would be a heavyweight bout for sure. I want to say thanks to.
Enjoy it.
I want to say thanks to Scott and also to Doc. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you made our show for us, all you donors.
The chaplain of the Montrose Beer and Gun Club himself made a donation.
Sweet.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you so kindly.
I just donated $30 to Egberto's show, as I have in the past.
Thank you so kindly. Thank you
bet.
so kindly. We couldn't do this without you.
And everybody
DOD.
find another person who hasn't been a member that could join.
Absolutely. Anyway,
right.
brother, we'll talk
Thank
later.
you,
Remember, we are on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. You can call anytime. You can come anytime. Thank you so kindly. Let's see. How many seconds do I have before I need to vacate?
None.
Hey, folks, my name is Egberto Willies. This is Politics Done Right. Thank you all. You know how I end this, baby. I am what? Out! We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.